What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode here on Vivid Iceland. Today, I'm back out on the Reykjanes Peninsula, and you might be wondering where I'm standing at the moment. Let me just walk out a little bit, and you can see behind me here, Hólmsberg Lighthouse. So, on this video today, we're going to be checking out a lot of places that I've missed visiting in my previous 2 episodes out here on the Reykjanes Peninsula. I think there's going to be a lot of lighthouses in it, and if we're lucky today, if the roads are open, we might be able to pop into Grindavík, the town here that was almost destroyed by those volcanic eruptions that have happened out here over the last couple of months. So, if you're ready for it, let's strap in and hit the road. Built in 1956, the Hólmsberg Lighthouse stands at 9.3 meters tall and actually has 6 other identical counterparts scattered around the country. This particular lighthouse lies just north of the international airport, close to an aviation fuel depot and a tiny harbour that houses a fish factory. There are of course spectacular views from the surrounding sea cliffs, but as it was rather windy today, I didn't stay long to admire them. Alright, so I'm at Sandgerði, which is a very small fishing village on the western edge of the Reykjanes Peninsula. I'm gonna have a bit of a poke around, see what I can find here. There is a lighthouse, and it's yellow. Just up there. Let's go take a closer look. Sandgerði is a small town of less than 2,000 inhabitants, yet it is one of the country's major fishing communities. In fact, when I arrived, I noticed a fishing boat dock at the nearby harbour and begin unloading its catch. And of course, right by that harbour is the aforementioned lighthouse. This one is very unique in that it does not stand alone like most of the others do here in Iceland. It is integrated into the adjacent warehouse. Plus, there is a very cool bit of street art painted on the harbour side of the building. Located just a short walk from the lighthouse is a science and learning centre with a few exhibitions relating to Icelandic nature and wildlife. Unfortunately, it is closed during the winter, but opens from May 1st. A link to this place will be in the description. Opposite the science centre is the restaurant Sjávarsetrið, a seafood restaurant that comes highly recommended to me. Unfortunately, I wasn't very hungry at the time of filming, so I didn't grab a bite to eat from there. Okay, so I've just pulled over to the side of the road here because I found what looks to be a mural painted on an abandoned farm or something like this. It's quite nice. Let's go take a look at it. Yeah, so there doesn't really seem to be much else here other than the mural. This place is known as Hólar, according to the sign just at the side of the road there. But yeah, pretty cool, I guess. Again, not much here. An old window, an old door, but it does lead to some beautiful paintings of birds looking like local birds that can be found in the area here. Anyway, I'm going to jump back in the car and head to my next destination. A short drive further down the Garðskagavegur road, I arrived at my next stop. The next stop on my list is Hvalsneskirkja. This is quite an interesting church. It's a little bit different than most of the other churches that you'll normally find here in Iceland. This one is well, completely stone by the looks of things. Except for the top there, the spire. It's quite a nice colourful spire setup. So I'll just swing the camera around and take a look at it here. Very beautiful, very unique as well. Let's have a bit of a walk around and see what we can find. The stones that make up the church's exterior were all quarried locally, as the area is very rich in this type of material, with the wooden interior of the church being made from driftwood collected along the nearby shores. Consecrated in 1887, this church is still in use today and seats around 100 people. While filming the area here, I did happen to spot a few military aircraft flying into the nearby NATO base. If there are any aviation fans watching this episode, I'd like to learn what types of aircraft these are. I didn't realize this before visiting, but the adjacent graveyard has one of the oldest gravestones in Iceland, dating back to 1649. It went missing for countless years, only to be rediscovered in 1964, where it was being used as a part of the walkway to the church.
Alrighty, I think I'm gonna head back into the car. I'm absolutely freezing at the moment. It's probably +6, +7 degrees Celsius, but the wind coming off the sea here is incredibly cold. Whoa, let's go. Okay, next stop, another lighthouse. This time I'm at Stafsnesviti, or the Stafsnes Lighthouse. Classic orange lighthouse, and pretty easy to drive to, honestly. There is a nice road leading to a small parking lot with a memorial to some, I guess, sailors or fishermen who unfortunately lost their lives at an accident out here along the coastline. Anyway, let's get a little bit closer to this lighthouse and check it out.
The area known as Stafsnes was a very popular fishing spot dating back to the 16th century. In fact, during the 17th and 18th centuries, this location was one of the most populous fishing spots on the entire Reykjanes Peninsula. The area also served as a great spot to hunt seals a few centuries back, but probably not possible these days, as I didn't see any seals hanging around this part of the peninsula. For those keeping count, this is lighthouse number 3, and it was built in 1925 and stands at around 8 meters tall.
Now, just beyond this lighthouse is a beautiful lava field, quite eroded, of course, seeing as the ocean is just over here, but really easy to walk on at the moment. A lot of little rock pools around here, and just a very, very scenic place. You can imagine maybe in the summertime, if it was a bit warmer, it'd be nice to come out here and maybe have a picnic and watch the birds. There's a little eider duck swimming down there. Maybe I can zoom in on him. There he is, hanging out here. Maybe we'll see him again in the summertime.
I honestly could spend hours exploring the coastline around the lighthouse. There are all manner of crustaceans and other marine life in the many rock pools dotted all over this ancient lava field. If only the wind and intermittent rain showers didn't keep bothering me, I would have loved to have stayed a bit longer. But alas, time was slowly getting away from me and I had to make it to my next stop before sundown.
Okay, this might be my last lighthouse of the day. I'm at Reykjanesviti, or the Reykjanes Lighthouse. This is probably the most iconic one here on the peninsula. And in fact, it's one of the first that has ever been built, or that was ever built here on the island. The very first lighthouse, in fact, sits not too far from here. Just swing the camera around. That rocky outcropping over there, back in 1878, that's where the very first lighthouse in Iceland was built. It no longer stands there. Unfortunately, it was taken down many, many years ago and eventually replaced with this one here, the Reykjanes Lighthouse. Anyway, let's go take a look around. The wind's picking up. Not too sure how much longer I'll stay here, but let's check it out.
Built in conjunction with Danish architects and engineers, the lighthouse still bears the royal seal of the Danish crown, as seen here. Standing atop this small hill on the southwestern edge of the peninsula, the lighthouse is 26 meters in height, but owing to its elevation, the light signal is cast at 69 meters above sea level. The view up here is also spectacular, giving you a panoramic outlook over the surrounding lava fields and geothermal activity at the nearby Gunungfjord hot springs, which I visited in the very first episode I filmed out here.
Okay, I'm gonna get out of here. It is way too windy. No drone flying, that's for sure. I'm gonna make my way down back to the car and hopefully I'll be able to find this road out to the lighthouse that sits right on the edge of the peninsula here. Wish me luck. All right, so I think it's a no-go. The road in here was pretty sketchy. Slowly making my way out, and the rest of it doesn't look easy, that's for sure. I think I need a much bigger vehicle to get out here, and judging by the tire marks that I've seen along the way,
Yeah, there's pretty big vehicles getting out here, so this might have to wait until the summertime. Maybe I can drive a little bit of the way out and walk the rest of the way. Or at least maybe when the weather's better, I'm not getting blown to pieces up the top on the cliffs up there. Anyway, I think I'm gonna get back on the main road and head to Grindavík, grab some food and, well, see what's happened with the town over there.
Right, so I was on the drive into Grindavík when I saw this sign and immediately had to pull over and, well, check the area out. Fortunately, there's nothing too dangerous around here. I suspect they probably mean further into the town. There's cracks and holes and all kinds of, destroyed areas from the earthquakes and the recent volcanic eruptions. So, got to be on my toes, that's for sure. I'm going to head in now and try and find some food. Hopefully there's going to be a restaurant or a gas station open where I can grab a bite to eat and give a bit of my money to the locals here and just help them, get the village back on its feet again. Anyway, let's hit the road and, well, see what we can find.
Having read and seen a lot online about the Grindavík lava dike construction, it was truly impressive to witness the sheer scale of it in person. This was no small feat, as these lava dikes stretch for hundreds of meters along the outskirts of the town and have worked incredibly well to protect these outlying houses from being utterly incinerated by the recent eruptions. I hope the footage here is clear enough to show that I'm driving on a road that was recently constructed over one of these freshly cooled lava fields, and you can see just how close the lava flow was to the outskirts of the town. If it weren't for these lava dikes, this area of the town would almost certainly be burnt to a crisp.
So just opposite the main gas station here in Grindavík, there is a phenomenal photography exhibition here which documents, basically the start of the volcanic cycle that's begun here on the Reykjanes Peninsula. It started all the way back in 2020. I've got some old videos on the channel if you want to check them out. And this exhibition goes through sort of the day-to-day things that the search and rescue teams have had to do, the police have had to do, and most importantly, the residents, what they had to do with evacuating the town. And this goes all the way up until August 2024, when there was another large volcanic eruption here. And it's pretty incredible. I mean, it's a good historical document to see how things have progressed over time. And I guess we just got to wait for the next one, really. I have heard there is magma stirring below the ground here, but when is that going to come up to the surface again? Very hard to say. A lot of scientists, at least the ones that have been monitoring this, have estimated in the next couple of weeks, but you never know. Stay tuned to the channel, like and subscribe, and I'll let you guys know when the next eruption happens.
And sure enough, just 2 days after I filmed this video, I received an email from Safe Travel warning me about the increased subterranean magma in the area. In addition to this, there were a bunch of news articles that came out advising that the next eruption is imminent. As of publishing this video, there hasn't been an eruption yet, but it's quite likely to occur sometime during March 2025. There are many warning signs throughout the town urging you to stay vigilant, so if you do plan on visiting and helping the local community and economy here, please be careful.
Now, as I walk through the town here, it does give a very sort of ghost town vibe, that's for sure. There's really not much going on, as you can probably imagine. A lot of people have left the town and moved to Reykjavik or other parts of the country. You can see in many areas here, there's construction fences still up that are blocking, construction and basically the disaster zone. I mean, I can see just over here, the ground is separated by, I don't know, at least a good meter. I believe this is the old sports hall, where a big crack ran through the center of the sports field inside there. And this is just incredible out here. I thought I'd never see this town again, but here we are. Amazing.
The area beyond this fence is understandably totally off limits to all people, as the nearby ground is still very unstable. In fact, last year a rescue worker fell into a deep fissure close to the sports hall and was never found again. I didn't want to stay here too long in case anything else opened up, so I went back to the main road, passing by the boarded up local supermarket that still had food on display.
Okay, there wasn't much luck getting food here in Grindavík. As you can probably imagine, no restaurants are open. This place is more or less abandoned, and yeah, they don't really stock anything, considering they'd probably have to evacuate in a minute's notice. Having said that, I did find a small corner store where a lady was selling chips and hot dogs and this kind of thing, but yeah, unfortunately she was closing by the time I arrived, so couldn't buy anything. But I will leave her store in the description below. If you're ever in Grindavík, you can maybe pop by and give her a bit of business. Now, with that said, I might find a nice place to park away from the busy main road area, fly the drone up, and we can get a sense of scale of the destruction here in Grindavík. Let's check it out. Flying my drone up and towards the sports hall, you can see the extent of the fissure that opened up during the earthquake swarms last year. This fissure likely stretches much further than we can see, so it's wise to avoid this area if you plan on coming here. On the northern edge of town lies the remains of a small volcanic fissure that split the ground open, spewing out lava and burning down 3 houses. This footage, courtesy of RÚV, shows the devastation that occurred here. Beyond this area lie the majority of the volcanic fissures that have opened up and produced most of the lava that threaten the town, the Blue Lagoon, and the nearby power station. Thankfully, the lava dikes and lava cooling operations have prevented what could have been a catastrophic level of destruction in this area. In the distance, you can also make out the newly paved road that runs atop these freshly cooled lava fields, which is where I'm heading now. Driving over this road was quite the surreal experience. Knowing that only a few months prior, this area was covered with molten rock and is now a safe place to drive to Reykjavík is a testament to the knowledge and the skills of the Icelandic people when it comes to dealing with volcanic activity. Truly spectacular. If you plan on renting a car to drive out to see Grindavík and more of the Reykjanes Peninsula, get in touch with my friends over at Blue Car Rental. They are located right beside the international airport, and from there it's only a short drive south until you reach many of the places I've shown in this video. By using the link in the description or pinned comment, all of my viewers get 5% off their next booking with Blue Car Rental. So go check them out and maybe think about using that saving to help the poor folks in Grindavík. Now, don't forget, I'm running both short and long glacier hikes this summer, in addition to the always popular ice climbing tours on the glacier Sólheimajökull. Jump on my website, vividiceland.is, for more info, or contact me via the methods in the description below. Hope to see you all here soon. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next episode.